What's up, world? We back, man. It's your boy Shizzy, and we back with Shots of Brown. That's my cousin Yahweh Almighty playing in the background. Tears I cry for y'all that don't know who he is. Make sure y'all go check him out on Apple Music, iTunes, all that. But Cuzzo, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
What's up, baby? Proud of you,
Yahweh
man.
Almighty, my little cousin Jerod Brown, man. How you feeling, dog?
Good, man. I'm blessed, man. About to get ready to go to New York in a few days, and I had to make some time. I know we've been running around trying to get this interview together,
Right. We've been trying
but
to do this shit for like
I just want to just say I'm proud of you, man. Just starting this platform, just for real, authentic shit. You know what I'm saying?
shit. I
So,
appreciate you, my nigga.
shots of Brown, man. I'm gonna be drinking tequila today. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
on.
'Cause I drink tequila. So,
I'm on Patron. I'm on
okay.
Patron.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's
Let's
take
do
a
it.
shot.
Let's take a shot right now.
I love you, man.
Love you too, cuz.
So let's get into it. Give him a little background. You know, they know you my first cousin. Your mother,
Absolutely.
Auntie Bethy, is my mother, Tina's oldest sister. But give him a
Absolutely.
little background on yourself.
Your mother was my mother's favorite sister. I know that certain people in the family might think otherwise, but they all had their own relationships. But Auntie Tina definitely was one of my mother's road dogs. But
Yeah,
you know, uh, where you want me to start, man? I mean,
man, you could just
it's
start with your siblings. How many siblings you got?
well,
How many kids did your mother have?
my mother, we had five of us. I'm the baby out of all of us. Shout out to Pope, shout out to Hot, shout out to Mimi, shout out to Boss, shout out to myself, shout out to my mother, and all
Me
our
and you,
fathers.
we both twins from the family. So
Absolutely, we're the only twins in the family.
real shit.
Hello,
Shout out to my twin sister Cherie.
shout out to Sheree, because
But just give them a little history on your mother, man, where we come from and all that type of shit. Just a little background on yourself.
well, it's a little touchy subject, but I'm gonna give you this work today. But we were, you know, me and my twin brother were one of the ones that it was unfortunate, but it's a blessing. We was the youngest out the grandkids at the time, and my mother, my father, they were in the streets. All our parents was in the streets, as you
My
know.
mother was with him.
You know what I mean? Never really still understood why it was us, me and my brother that got adopted, but we were adopted away from the family. It didn't. A lot of people in the family say that it don't feel like we were missing, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's also a good thing that we even rekindled back with the family, because a lot of people in the system don't get that opportunity.
Right.
But at 2 years old, me and my brother was adopted out the family, and placed with a real prestige family, as well as our original family. And I'm still hearing stories, about information that I didn't know about,
Real
that
shit.
that just came full circle. You know what I'm saying, about my mother and my father. But my father, he I'm not gonna speak too much about it because he was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? He worked alongside of Bumpy Johnson,
Right.
Rochester, New York. And, came to Boston, met up with my mother. My mother was one of the biggest, biggest hustlers in Boston at the time. Bethy Brown. Boston knows her as Bethy. You know what I'm saying? She was a gangster. She was also a Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? So she definitely had morals, definitely stood on principles and shit like that. She was one of the gangsters of the family.
Real shit. Her and my mother, the biggest gangsters in the family.
Yes, absolutely. Ma being the top.
Right.
It just trickled down to the daughters. The daughters was more gangster
than
any of them. I mean, at the time, all of them were gangsters. You know what I mean?
But the daughters was more gangster than the sons.
The daughters, you fucking right. I mean, shout out to Ma Brown, man. Like our grandmother. You know what I mean? But it was hard growing up, because as a kid, when you're a parent and you got kids, you try to, keep them away. You try to shelter them from shit. You know what I mean? But it was normal for me to know that for some reason in my mind, I knew that I was taken from my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It, like things played back in my mind when I was young, and I talked to mom about it before she passed. She's like, "How did you remember those type of things when you were so young? You was 2 years old, 3 years old." You know what I'm saying? But it was pushed in our faces as well. You know what I'm saying? So when you protect a child from certain things, you know, a child only knows what they know. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have you know made it a big deal if they wouldn't have made it a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely you know something that was weighing on my mind as a kid. And then
so let them know around
fast forward that though, we'll get more into that later. But fast forward that my mother actually had the opportunity to fight and find me and my brother again. We were kin, you know what I'm saying? She brought us back around the family. She found this, my adopted father, which is my father still to this day. I don't even call him my adopted father, but that's what it is. I want to differentiate so you guys don't get confused. But my adopted father allowed her to come around and you know, make the rekindle, you know, to rekindle the relationship again and bring us back around the family. When we were 14, fast forward that.
You said y'all
she
was
met
14?
us. We realized
You said 14, right?
She had, huh?
You said 14?
Yeah, 14. At
Okay.
14 years old, we got back around, you know, our mother. And then when we got back around her, we heard the news that she had cancer. 14 years old, I'm not really registering that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really understanding what the hell cancer really is and the effects of it. So of course, you know, she was adamant about wanting to know how we felt, if we hated her. That was one of her questions. And she asked us, you know, do you guys hate me? We're like, nah, man, like, all my life, I knew I had a mother that I was told that died on me. I knew what she looked like. I was told my mother died. So when I seen this with my own eyes, I'm like, hell no, I'm not mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward that, man, because I get emotional about that shit. Fast forward that, she died the following summer.
So I got from cancer, right?
She passed away from cancer the following summer. So I literally got a handful of memories, it's that, of my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I honor her with that, and with the information I hear from others about her, and you know how you guys talk about her, and you know, and I honor her in death because I didn't have a chance to honor her in life. You know.
Right. Yeah, right. I remember Auntie Whitney and Uncle Bobby took your mother to Israel to try to cure the cancer.
Yeah.
Everybody took it.
Before that, when we did get around her, she it happened fast, cause like she came to Boston, was happy. She reached out to certain individuals. She reached out to Uncle Bobby, which was crazy. Is weeks before we seen her, we, you know, our father, wife at the time, asked us, did we want to go to the radio station up the street from the crib because Uncle Bobby was in town, and obviously they wanted us to see him. So when we went to the radio station, it's like he always knew us. It's like he knew our name and everything. Gerard. And we're like, yeah. So it kind of baffled me, like, damn, you know what I mean? He remember us, you feel me? But we saw him before we actually saw my mother. You dig what I'm saying? So when we actually took a trip to New Jersey. You know what I mean? We got into the truck, drove up from Jersey in this Cadillac truck. We went to New Jersey. First time, that's when I first met Auntie Whitney. You know what I mean? Walk to the mansion. We walked the crossway, walked to the mansion, and I never forget Auntie Whitney. She walked through the screen door, and for some reason I was in front of the pack. Me, my brother, and mom and pop, and security was with us. And Auntie Whitney came to the door, screen door. She was like, "What the fuck are you? What's going on? Where's security at?" You know what I mean? And I'm like, Auntie, it's your nephew. your nephews and my mother, you know, and then Mars in the back, like, and she's like, oh, and she opened the door and she was like, family, what's up? You know what I'm saying? She let us in, hugged us, shit like that. But yeah, that was the first time I met Auntie. And
that was actually
and then we spent the weekend out there in Jersey. Then we came to Atlanta and seen all y'all.
Right. Was that the first time you actually recorded? Because I know the first time you recorded, Auntie Whitney put you in the studio, right?
Yeah, that wasn't the first time I recorded. I think when I came to Atlanta to meet y'all, remember I had cassette tapes. This is when cassette tapes was popular. My father bought me a tape, cassette radio, you know, that recorded tapes, and I could have a mic, I could record on the cassette tape or whatever. So I remember I brought the cassette tapes for y'all, and I was doing music then, bro. That was something that just was in me. I was doing music before I met the family, you know. So the first time she actually put me in a real studio, you know, which was patchwork. She comes in the living room. We at the house. We got the mansion in Atlanta, and she comes out the room, and she's like, nephew, man, you've been in the house all day. She's like, go out, have a good time. Take my card. She had the black card. I ain't never seen a black card. I'm from Boston, nigga. You know what I mean? I'm from the projects, bro.
Right.
All this shit is still new to me. You feel me? So she's like, take my black card, go shopping. I'm like, nah. Auntie, I'm 15 now. I'm like, nah, Auntie, I don't want to do that. I'm like, book me a 24-hour session at Patchwork Studio. I didn't even know how long 24 hours really was. You feel me? She booked me a session at one of the best studios at the time. You feel me? The most prestigious studios at the time. I get in there. I end up doing 13 records in 24 hours. Feel me? That time, Jeezy was a part of the what's that group he was a part of? Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
So Boys in the Hood, and then Titty Boy. That's before he was 2 Chainz. Titty Boy. Both of them came into the studio session like, who's this kid? Because we got the A room. We booked the A room. We booked the biggest room. These niggas is in the smallest rooms. So they like, who's this 15-year-old? Who's this young nigga? Who? They don't even know how young I am. They just know I'm a young nigga who got the A room. You feel me? So I come out, I dap them up, say, they like, you sound good. Boom. And that was my introduction to the industry for real, because it's like, that's when I knew I wanted to do this shit. You know what I mean? And then I came back with the song. Auntie Whitney's like, 13 songs. What? I'm like, yeah, you feel me? This is what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? It was just shit. So, you know what I mean? 24-hour sessions. Now I do them all the time now. Okay.
Right. That's crazy because my first time ever recording, my nigga, was in Auntie Whitney's studio. We was in Crossway. We was in New Jersey in Mendham at the
She had a fly studio.
That was my first time ever recording.
And when I came around y'all, because y'all was actually on the way to get a deal. The Brown Bowmans, when Uncle B was on top. Y'all, you, Hawk, Kelsey, Llama, y'all was actually on the way to get a deal. Murder Inc. was involved. A lot, Uncle B was dealing with him, but you guys was having your own situation with Universal. I remembered all that shit.
Yeah.
But that's another story we could talk about.
Yeah, well, that was when I got the cut.
Y'all inspired me, nigga.
Right. That was some shit. Yeah, we'll get into that though. But hell yeah, and then it was around that time I think when when DMX got one of your records or some shit too.
Absolutely, y'all. That's crazy, dog. You said that because it's crazy. That was the only artist that I bought, and that was the only artist I bought their album. You feel me? And DMX was my favorite artist, bro. You understand? And Ja Rule was one of them too at the time coming up, but DMX was one of my favorites. So when I go to South Carolina to visit my adopted family out there, and then I'm riding with one of my partners, all of a sudden I play one of my records. He's like, this ain't your record. I swear to God, my nigga play Block Boom to this day. He's like, this ain't your record. We in a Honda Accord, bro. Broke as shit. Like, this ain't your record. I said, it's my record. What the fuck you talking about? He's like, bro, I just heard this on DMX's album. Like, nigga, stop. Nigga, actually, both of his nigga CDs, CDs was the shit back then. I mean, we ain't even got them in cases no more. We just got them on top of CDs. He's going through CDs, put the shit in, and he actually, it's me. It's me. It's my lyrics, but it's him. He took the record.
What
I
record
was
was
really
that?
on it. I wasn't even upset. I was on it because I was like, that's my nigga. But because I didn't understand the business that then to get upset about it. I was just like, oh shit. He had to get it from Patchwork. You know what I mean? Then I ended up meeting him later down the line and, got the opportunity to even write for him before he passed away, man. Got to talk to him and everything.
What record was that again? Do you remember?
The record was called If You Want It, Come and Get It. If you want it, come and get it. Then run, 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 run. Sarah, come, get your pump slow. Light them up. Feel me? Long live X. Long live X. For him to even acknowledge that, because I rap like him back in the day.
I was just about to say that.
I seen him in LA. We was in LA with Uncle B, the R&B Live. We had our section. Snoop Dogg had his section across from us. Snoop Dogg came in with 9 bitches. Then all of a sudden, Uncle B sees X walk behind me, going towards the elevator, going downstairs. So Uncle B's like, yo, your item just passed you. I said, I like, yo, your man's just passed you.
Right.
Like, what you talking about? He's like, X. I said, yeah. I said, yo, introduce me. Uncle was like, nope. He did just like this and sipped his drink. I said, I think shit. I'll be back. See, I was passionate. I was on fire back then.
Like, go work.
I got up, went downstairs. So I played it cool. So I'm outside smoking a cigarette. Then I see him. I see him smoking a cigarette. Then I see him look at me. And I say, yo, X, what's up, dog? So my name Yachty. I said, yo, I was just with your producer, Caviar. So I got some records for you, homie. Like, yeah. And he get his cigarette. He's like, what's your name again, dog? It's like, Yachty. I got a nigga named Yachty. It's like, yeah, man, I ain't want to talk too much because So I was just like, yo, I was like, yeah, I said, I'm gonna get with you though. I'm gonna get with you. He's like, all right. He said, Caviar? He's like, yeah, that's my nigga. It's like, yeah. So shout out to Caviar, because Caviar actually called me to even put that shit in the alliance. It never happened because of certain situations in the past, and it's cool. But yeah, shout out my dog, man. That was my dog, man.
Damn, that's legendary,
bro. I know his brother's your man's. I know y'all like this, so
yeah, my nigga Math. Shout out my nigga Math. Damn, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, that's my nigga. I'm gonna have him on here soon too. Hell yeah, cuz that's crazy. So look, let's get into this though. Everybody was going crazy. Motherfuckers you went viral back then with this whole shit right here, right? Everybody, a lot of motherfuckers loved it. Then it seemed like it turned to hate after a while.
Hold on, cuz. See, now we about to start talking about some smoke. See how the fire alarms just went off?
For real?
It's about to get lit in here because I gotta take this jacket off.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I apologize.
You good? I don't even hear that shit.
You know? All right, go ahead.
So I was I was saying how you went viral. This shit was everywhere. All over TV, everywhere. This
what do you mean?
The Pray for BK movement.
You said the Pray for BK movement?
Yeah, when Chrissy passed and you put out the record, Pray for BK. You wanna speak on that a little bit?
Viral. That's before we did that shit way before niggas was trying. Way before these niggas now that's trying to go viral. We wasn't trying to go viral. You know what I mean? We was just
that shit was from the heart.
We was just standing on, man. We was just standing for family, man.
Right.
But hold up, these fire alarms just went off. What is the actual question that?
Like, how did you?
Say the question again. These fucking fire alarms. Can you just hook that, please? I'm sorry, man.
The whole you good? I can't even hear it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, the whole pray for BK movement. I know what was motivated behind it. And I mean, I know it was done out of love and you trying to push the movement for Chris.
People don't understand.
But certain motherfuckers got in the way and try to tarnish it like it was something negative. I mean, and
Yeah,
I
let's
and
go
motherfucker,
back. Let's go
I'll be
back before the pray for BK shit even started, man.
okay.
Let's go back. Right. So it was a time where no, please, man. It was a time when Chrissy and I we got a little we got a little more closer in her as far as business. Not like we were always gonna be family. You know what I mean? That was like my little sister. You know how we grew up. We called each other brothers and sisters and shit, more so than cousins. So at the time, I was doing my thing in the music business. I was on my way, you know what I'm saying, as an artist, as a manager, as you know, whatever people saw me, you know, accomplish in life, I was actually successful. So Chrissy actually reached out to me at one point and said, yo, cuz I see what you've been doing with the music business. And I'm actually about to get ready to put out an album and I need you to assist me on it. And she told me the producers that she had involved. She had Missy Elliott, she had Neo, and she had Timber. So the first thing I said, because one thing that we all were taught around, you know, hanging around Uncle Tommy, you know what I mean? We always taught ownership, and we always was taught the business and how to, you know, do business. So the first thing I told Chrissy, as I said, before you commit to anything, before you actually go into the studio with anybody, I'm about to send you over some NDAs to send over to Missy, to send over to Timberland and to Neo. I never got on the phone with none of them though. I never got on the phone with none of them. I'm just telling her how to protect herself. So now they can look at her like, okay, she understands business. It's not just because I don't know their agenda. You know what I mean? I don't know how they coming. I don't know if this is some love shit or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just like, yo, protect yourself. Tell them, sign the NDA. Make sure I get it back too, so you'll have a witness. Let them sign the NDA so you can protect yourself. So if this is really going down, don't nobody talk about it to the media. So it looks like, you know what I mean? Because if somebody went out there and said Chris is doing an album, especially at the time when her mother passed, you know what I'm saying? It could have been used for other shit. So she said, okay, cuz I was in Boston at the time. At the time, I had just left Las Vegas. I was married, 25 years old. I was married, and I left Las Vegas because of that situation. And I decided to come back home. I needed to, and that's when, you know, I had a rock in the road. You know what I'm saying? But I just started managing. I had managed this kid named Suicide LT. Boom. So I was managing. So by me doing that with him, I just went away from my artistry. I was almost there. I had deals on the table with everything. But I started going into my own bag as management. So when she saw that, she reached out. Then I started songwriting records, singing to him over the phone. I used to call her, and she would be on the phone. She had Nick in the background. We'll get to him. But Nick was in the background sometimes. But I would write these records, bro. And I would sing them to her on the phone. Then I would send her the record. I would send her the lyrics. And I said, cuz, if you're going to do a record, this is how the record needs to be. Since I can't be around you right now. You know what I mean? And a lot of shit was going on. And I wasn't trying to enforce my way to be in her life. I just, like Landon said, you know what I mean? In the prior interview, when you got somebody attentive, you know what I'm saying? Especially her case was so sensitive, her situation was so sensitive, with Nick being around, or her mother being gone, or other people trying to control her fucking life. Right. I had to definitely be careful and let her know that this wasn't no lick for me. You know what I'm saying? This is, hey, yo, cuz I'm not making you sign contracts with me. I'm telling you, make sure they sign an NDA with you. You dig what I'm saying? So after that, we started vibing on that. Like, you know, I just wanted her to get her spirits up in the music shit.
Right.
So when that happened, you know, I was on my way to go to LA. She called me one time. She's like, yo, I'm moving to LA. I'm getting a crib. Find me a crib. The time I knew some property managers, and we were actually finding the crib that she wanted. Rewind before that, it was a time when the public saw Chrissy actually rekindle with her pops. You know, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to boast about it, but I was the person that actually put that together. You know, Uncle B, Chrissy, home, whatever. And we was on our way to go to LA to do my own business, but I was actually going to meet a realtor for her crib. But then that situation happened. All right, that situation happened. Thanks to BK, and that's the only thing I could think of, because at the time everybody was trying to slander her name, and everybody was trying to say this was the cause of it, or blame this person and that person. And I was just like, yo, at the end of the day, she got life for her body. She's fighting for her fucking life. And everybody should just shut the fuck up. And just how about we just pray? How about we should just pray? Because if I would have came on this bitch like, oh, he's to blame, she's to blame, y'all motherfuckers would have slandered the whole Brown family. And I found something good and genuine to go off of, because I'm like, I don't know the whole story. And even if I did, I don't need y'all to give a fuck about my opinion. I just need y'all to stop talking crazy about my cousin like she ain't a fucking human being. So let's just pray for her. That's the best thing you can do. That's the best thing you can do for a person like that. Pray for BK, hashtag. And I didn't make it a hashtag. I wasn't trying to, like, when it happened, I didn't say, oh, this is what we're gonna do when it happened. I just literally saw people in my Twitter. I didn't even know, bro, because we were talking on Twitter. Me and Chrissy were, you know, retweeting each other, talking on Twitter. Boom. So I didn't know that I even exist in the world that she was living in at the time, bro. Until news reporters and TMZ and everybody was in my inbox. And I showed my twin brother this shit. And I said, bro, watch this shit. Everybody wanted a fucking response. I didn't know what to fucking say. So this is what I said. I said, yo, I tweeted. I said, bring me Nancy Grace. I tweeted that because I had my own reasons why I did that. And because Nancy was an defense attorney at the time, and Nancy just covered news. And I knew if I got it to Nancy Grace to pray for BK, the whole world would see it. It's CNN. That's the biggest platform. So until Nancy Grace actually reached out to me, I just started on my own dime. I just started hitting certain motherfucking broadcasting stations up. So what I did, I flew to Atlanta, and certain motherfuckers started hitting me up, and I wouldn't talk to nobody. I went to the fucking local station in Atlanta, and I said, yo, man, pray for BK. And that's it. I don't know what fucking condition. I just know she's still alive. Pray for BK.
Right. What was your relationship like with Nick Gordon, though?
Nick Gordon. Wasn't no fucking relationship. Hey, yo, it wasn't no relationship, dog. But in order for me to make sure that my cousin understood, that I understood, whatever was masked in front of her, you understand? Because I understand and understand shit. So I'm not gonna say, hey, Chrissy, I don't like this. I don't like that. I'm gonna have my own relationship with the guy. And I only communicated with him to understand who was around cuz. You understand? That's the only reason I communicated with him. So guess what? Why do you think I sabotaged my own character by vouching for this nigga in the media? Because I knew I was the only one closest to him in the family that could get information that nobody could. Because before this happened, they were calling me. Of course, I'm feeling like you just trying to swindle me, bro. You just trying to play under me. So I'm controlling the narrative of how this relationship is going. To the public, it looked like, oh, when I said, oh, Nick ain't do it. Nick loves my cousin. I had to do that, bro, because he was watching everybody in the family. So if I switched up on him in the public, you think I wouldn't have been able to have recorded conversations with this nigga that I still have to this day that I fucking deleted out my fucking email because for what?
But to make it
I didn't sell no recordings to TMZ or nobody like that.
Right.
I kept those for my personal reasons and for the family to dissect.
Right. But to make that
so I only did what I was supposed to do as her cousin. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. There wasn't no relationship, cuz.
Right. But to make that shit clear, fucking Alicia, Gary. Shit, I just took like 4 shots. Nigga, you take a shot. I just took like 4 of them bitches.
I don't know if this is making sense right now, but
to make this shit, to make it clear that fucking they had something to do with that shit from Pat down to fucking.
Well, right now, cuz, guess what? Guess what we're not gonna do. Well, guess what we're not gonna do. We're not even gonna talk about it.
All right.
We're not even gonna talk about it because that's what they. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about the Houstons? Let me ask you that.
How do I feel about? I love them. I love Auntie Whitney. That's the only Houston I know. Whitney and John Houston, her nephew. I fuck with John. He's a great person. I love him, man.
Shout out on
Sissy. I spoke about Sissy on Facebook, but I'm cool with Uncle Mike. I love Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike was around when we were kids, bro. I love Uncle Mike. Sissy I had a misunderstanding about maybe, you know, how she was responding to the situation. And that's just me being young and ignorant of her. So that was my fault for saying what I said, you know, in the past. I don't have nothing against grandmama sister. We were all family, bro.
What about Pat and
Gary? When this happened, that's when we saw that we were actually not.
What about Pat and Gary?
Pat and Gary, I have nothing to say about.
All right.
I have nothing to say about Pat and Gary.
Hey, look.